What is the ketogenic diet? And why are so many people raving about it on YouTube and Facebook? It's undeniable that the ketogenic diet is exploding in popularity. But is the ketogenic diet really safe? And is it really scientifically proven to be effective? Or is it just a fad? Coming up, the answers to these questions and more are revealed in today's short and action-packed documentary film. You're about to hear from Thomas DeLauer, the world's leading expert on the ketogenic diet. He's dedicated nearly his entire adult life to studying the science of fat loss. Thomas is also the #1 most subscribed natural health expert on YouTube, with over 5 million subscribers on his channels. Thomas has helped millions of people around the world get in shape with his free videos on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. You might also know Thomas from his TV news appearances or from his magazine covers and articles. And chances are you already know this, but what you probably didn't know about Thomas is that just a few short years ago, he was overweight, unhealthy, and depressed. But Thomas was able to turn his life around through the power of health and fitness, and he credits a unique new type of ketogenic diet as one of the biggest factors in his own transformation. Recently, Thomas has spoken out against some of the internet's top ketogenic diet experts, and while he concedes the ketogenic diet is very effective for fat loss, he believes that the ketogenic diet can actually be dangerous if practiced in a non-scientific way. This presentation contains critical health information you need to know before starting a ketogenic diet. If you are thinking about starting a ketogenic diet, listen to what Thomas has to say in this short film very closely, and take notes to make sure you don't miss anything.
Hi, it's Thomas DeLauer, and while you may have already heard some information about the ketogenic diet on YouTube and Facebook, I urge you to watch this entire video before starting a ketogenic diet yourself. Why is that? Because your health and your weight loss results may very well depend on it. See, I'm not one of those keto zealots who's looking to convince you that keto is the best nutrition style at all costs. While I personally got great results with keto, and many other people have too, I recognize that the ketogenic diet is not always the best diet for everybody. That's why in today's video, I'm going to show you the benefits and the risks of a ketogenic diet from an objective, scientific perspective. Now, in the next few minutes, you're going to learn the good, the bad, and the ugly truth about the ketogenic diet. That way you can make an intelligent decision about whether keto is truly right for you. And not only that, for those of you who decide that keto is right for you, I'm going to give you some science-based tips to practice keto in a safe and effective way. I'm not just going to give you my opinions, I'm going to actually back up all my advice here with citations to scientific research, so you can be confident that what you're hearing is based in science. To review the most important studies used to create this presentation, see the citations below this video. So in today's presentation, I'm also going to interview leading doctors and scientists so that you can hear directly from them about the ketogenic diet. And I'll show you what the science says about who should use the ketogenic diet and who should not. Now, before we begin today's presentation, I just wanted to say thank you. I've been privileged to change thousands of people's lives through my YouTube videos, TV appearances, and documentary exposés like this one. And it's subscribers like you who watch and share my videos who are helping me get the message out. So I'm grateful to you for making it all possible. And please consider sharing this video on Facebook if it helps you out. Okay, so first let me explain what a ketogenic diet is. A ketogenic diet is a high-fat, low-carbohydrate diet, which the goal is to get your body into a state called ketosis. Now, many scientific studies have shown that putting your body into ketosis is one of the most effective ways to lose fat, and that ketosis may have other health benefits outside of just weight loss as well. In fact, the ketogenic diet was originally developed by Dr. Russell Wilder of the Mayo Clinic as a treatment for epilepsy, and while it is still used occasionally today to treat epilepsy and other disorders, the main reason why most people follow a ketogenic diet today is to lose weight and to improve their health overall. Now, most people who eat a regular diet are what scientists call carbohydrate adapted, which means that they burn carbohydrates as their body's primary source of fuel. On the other hand, a person in ketosis is what scientists refer to as fat adapted. This means that their body produces ketone bodies from fat and uses these ketone bodies as their primary source of energy. As you can imagine, training your body to become fat adapted is a very effective way to burn body fat faster, and the scientific evidence strongly supports this. For example, a study done at Duke University Medical Center concluded that, and I quote, "Compared with the low-fat diet, a low-carbohydrate diet program had better participant retention and greater weight loss. During active weight loss, serum triglyceride levels decreased more and high-density or HDL cholesterol levels increased more with the low-carbohydrate diet than with the low-fat diet." And the specific differences between a ketogenic diet and a standard low-fat diet were even more shocking. People in the ketogenic group lost double the weight as people in the low-fat group. The ketogenic group lost an average of 20.7 pounds and 12.9% of their total body weight in just 24 weeks. This compares to the low-fat group losing just 10.5 pounds and 6.7% of their body mass. Not only this, the ketogenic group actually showed a bigger improvement in the most important indicators of their heart health, despite eating far more cholesterol and saturated fat. Their serum triglyceride levels decreased more than the low-fat group, and their HDL or good cholesterol improved more, and the LDL bad cholesterol stayed the same as the low-fat groups. And here's the most surprising result for people who think a ketogenic diet is extreme or hard to follow. People in the ketogenic group also had a 19% greater chance of sticking to the diet through the full 24 weeks than the low-fat group. This study is not an outlier, and many other studies have reproduced similar results, and I encourage you to check out the citations below this video and to read these study results when you have some time. The bottom line is this: the ketogenic diet is thoroughly scientifically proven to be effective for weight loss, and contrary to popular opinion, there's no evidence that a well-designed ketogenic diet contributes to heart disease. In fact, many studies have reached similar conclusions to the Duke study and found that a high-fat, higher cholesterol ketogenic diet actually improves your heart health if you're eating the right foods. So we can confidently conclude that the ketogenic diet is very effective for weight loss and that a properly designed ketogenic diet can improve cardiac health markers. But while I can't deny these benefits, there is a dark side to the ketogenic diet that most people aren't really talking about right now. A ketogenic diet can actually be very dangerous if practiced incorrectly, and many people have seriously damaged their health by following a badly designed ketogenic diet. There are 3 serious health risks that you need to be aware of when following a ketogenic diet. Number 1, the keto flu. Many people report experiencing flu-like symptoms after transitioning to the ketogenic diet. Common symptoms that people report include headaches, nausea, diarrhea, vomiting, muscular cramps, and poor concentration. I've personally experienced the keto flu, and it's pretty darn terrible. But the good news is that scientists now understand what causes the keto flu, and the keto flu is totally preventable if you design your diet and lifestyle the right way. I'm going to show you the exact steps that I take to minimize the chances of getting the keto flu in just a minute here. Now, the second risk that you need to know about is micronutrient deficiencies. Many people following a ketogenic diet are deficient in many different micronutrients because their diet is honestly, it's not very scientifically designed. A badly designed ketogenic diet can be deficient in so many things. We're talking about things like fiber, potassium, magnesium, vitamin A and D, iodine, lots of the B vitamins like B6 and B7. But the good news is that a scientifically designed ketogenic diet can address many of these micronutrient deficiencies, and the right ketogenic diet can actually be rich in all the micronutrients that you need, and ultimately be good for you long term. Of course, you can't expect to just eat piles of bacon and cheese all day and expect to stay healthy on a ketogenic diet. You need to know exactly which vegetables to eat to get the key micronutrients while still staying in ketosis. And you also need to know how to properly supplement micronutrients on a ketogenic diet if you can't get them in whole foods for whatever reason. I know this sounds a little bit complicated, but don't worry. I figured out a solution that I use in my very own personal life to get all the most important low-carb vegetables in a simple daily smoothie. You can make it in under a minute, and it tastes absolutely delicious. And I'll give you the recipe to my daily green drink later on in this presentation. And that brings us to the third and most serious downside to the ketogenic diet: sustainability. As I said before, studies have shown that a ketogenic diet is actually easier to sustain than a low-fat diet for the first 3 to 6 months. However, studies have shown that most people cannot sustain a ketogenic diet and keep themselves in ketosis for more than a few months. That's because in order to keep your body in ketosis, most people will need to eat under 50 grams of carbohydrates per day. And unfortunately, that does mean eliminating a lot of carb-based foods like the potato chips, the crackers, the cake, the ice creams, the french fries, the pasta, the rice, and even the pizza. Most people find that they can give these foods up for a few months, especially when they're seeing very rapid weight loss results to encourage them. But after a few months, it becomes hard to sustain, and you're never being able to enjoy these foods, even on occasion. Now, there are 3 ways that I personally address this problem in my own life. The first way is to learn how to make keto-friendly versions of all your favorite cheat foods. It can be done, and for me, it's a huge key to being able to maintain keto. When I'm on a keto diet, I enjoy chocolate cake, I enjoy pizza, rice, delicious crunchy snacks, and a heck of a lot more too. You'd be amazed what foods are possible to make keto-friendly once you know the right recipes. And later on in this presentation, I'm going to share all those recipes with you. Now, the second way is to become great at preparing all of the delicious foods that you can eat on a ketogenic diet. Steak, eggs, avocados, lettuce-wrapped burgers, and yep, even bacon can now be foods that you regularly eat. And you're going to still be losing weight in the process. And while you can eat seemingly unhealthy foods like bacon in moderation, they're okay to have in reasonable amounts if you're following a ketogenic diet. The third way that I discovered is by far the most powerful way to make a ketogenic diet enjoyable and sustainable. But to fully understand that, first I need to tell you the story of how I personally lost weight using the ketogenic diet. And I also have to tell you how a huge failure on my part with the keto diet led to my breakthrough discovery. You see, back when I was close to 300 pounds and depressed, I tried many different diets to lose weight, but nothing really produced results for me as fast as a ketogenic diet. I was absolutely amazed in the results that I got in just the first week. I looked noticeably leaner, I looked and felt less bloated, I had more energy, and overall I just felt like I was on top of the world. And after years of depriving myself of the foods that I loved, things like steak and eggs, it was amazing to be able to eat them again and to lose the weight rapidly at the same time. Week after week, I steadily lost weight, faster than I had ever before on any other diet. I knew I'd found the right diet for me, and I declared myself keto for life. I lost a really significant amount of weight in the first 6 months, and for the first time, I really began to believe that I wouldn't be overweight for my whole life. But just a few short months later, everything started to go kind of wrong. First of all, I started feeling lethargic and sluggish. While I initially felt more energy on a ketogenic diet, over time it faded, and I became harder to push myself through the busy days. My productivity at work was starting to suffer, and my relationship kind of did as well. My workouts totally took a nosedive, and they suffered. I wasn't able to go the extra mile like I usually did, and you could really see the difference in my body, to be completely honest. And worst of all, my carb cravings started to come back with a vengeance. The first few months I went keto, I barely craved a single carb. I was enjoying eating high-fat foods so much, it was easy for me to resist the foods like the pasta and the pizza all the time. But over time, the temptation to eat carbs became more and more intense. Having keto versions of my favorite cheat foods helped, but every now and then, I wanted to enjoy a slice of pizza, or I wanted to have a dessert at kind of a normal restaurant. Long story short, I gave in to temptation, and I ended up falling out of keto just about 6 months after starting the diet. Now, even though I got amazing results in just the first 6 months, I realistically just couldn't maintain eating less than 50 grams of carbs per day all the time. And I realized that while I didn't need to eat foods like pizza and cake every day, to not be able to eat any of those foods at all just wasn't really sustainable for the long term. So I really beat myself up over this, and I told myself that I needed to have more willpower. But then something unexpected happened. First of all, I didn't gain back all the weight I lost like everybody told me would happen when I fell out of keto. Yes, I did regain a few pounds. However, I was able to keep over 90% of my keto weight loss permanently even after exiting ketosis for a while. I didn't go hog wild. I still ate a pretty low-carb diet overall, but every now and then I'd treat myself to a burger with a bun and some french fries, maybe a glass of wine, or a dessert when I was out at a restaurant with my wife, Amber. And I found that even having those cheat foods occasionally drastically reduced my cravings. I also combined this with another powerful nutritional technique that I had just learned for even better results. And I'll fill you in on the full details of this technique in just a minute. Now, once I started eating a limited amount of carbs again, my mood and energy also tremendously improved. It felt just like when I first began keto. And best of all, I actually continued losing weight after getting out of ketosis. Well, it wasn't ultra rapid weight loss like when I was fully keto. It was steady, sustained, and honestly, it felt a heck of a lot easier. I was really shocked to experience that I was still experiencing a lot of the benefits of the ketogenic diet, even after reintroducing carbs sometimes. This discovery led me to delve deeper into the research. I wanted to find out why keto worked so well for me for a few months, then why it stopped working, and why others gained weight after leaving keto while I continued to lose weight. First off, I learned that people are usually very successful at sticking to a ketogenic diet in short-term studies like the one I mentioned earlier. However, longer-term studies show that most people cannot always maintain a ketogenic diet and actually stay in ketosis for a long term. And second, I learned that in some ways, carbohydrates, especially sugar, act on our system as an addictive drug. You see, when you eat lots of carbs, like most people do, it actually changes your digestive enzymes, your gut flora, and even your cravings. Not only this, but eating carbs like a regular person would trains your body to become very carbohydrate adapted. This means that your body preferentially burns carbs for fuel, which makes it harder to burn your stored body fat. Here's a simplified explanation of the difference between being carb adapted and being fat adapted. Being carbohydrate adapted is a vicious cycle. You eat carbs, and this only trains your body to crave more carbs. And breaking this addiction to carbs is very similar to breaking other addictions. If someone is an alcoholic, the only way to break their alcohol addiction is for them to detox from alcohol. They have to have a period of sobriety where their body can adjust and learn not to crave alcohol as its primary fuel source. And the only way to break a carb addiction, which 95% of people suffer from, is to take a short period where you ultimately detox from carbs. In fact, many scientists believe that carbohydrates and sugar, when eaten in excessive amounts, should be considered a toxin. In large amounts, excessive carbs can affect your body just as negatively as other toxins, and they're just as important to flush out of your system. That's why it's so important to escape the carbohydrate adapted state and to put yourself into the fat adapted state. Here's a simple explanation of how carb and fat adaptation works. When you're carb adapted, your blood sugar will get low if you haven't had carbs for even a few hours. If you get hangry after missing a meal, this is what's happening. You feel the cravings, you eat the carbs, and your blood sugar and insulin spikes. You feel great again. However, this blood sugar spike leads to a later inevitable crash, causing you to crave more carbs just a few hours later. Missing even 1 or 2 meals really sucks when you're carb addicted, as I'm sure you know. And worst of all, your body preferentially burns carbs over your stored body fat, making it far harder to reduce your belly fat and get rid of your love handles. Now, a carb-adapted person's blood sugar is full of peaks and valleys, getting hangry when you're low on carbs, filling up and spiking their blood sugar, then leading to craving more carbs just a few hours later. See, when you're fat-adapted, you have much less variation in your blood sugar. Because you never have a blood sugar crash, you do not crave carbs like most people do. This reduces blood sugar spikes and causes a virtuous cycle of steady blood sugar. You crave carbs less, and you can even miss a meal or two without feeling hangry or feeling sluggish. And the best part about being fat adapted is that your body becomes trained to preferentially burn fat for fuel. And studies have shown this helps your body access and burn your stored body fat. Now that is basically how it works for healthy people. But just a quick disclaimer. This is a simplified explanation of how being fat adapted works in most healthy people to help you understand. If you have a health condition, and especially if you're diabetic, talk to your doctor for a more in-depth explanation of how your individual blood sugar works, and make sure that you discuss any changes to your diet with your physician. Now, to sum up my research, I concluded that the main reason the ketogenic diet worked so well for me was that it very quickly broke my carbohydrate addiction, and it quickly got me into the fat-adapted state. And I had a huge realization with this. It can be possible to get the most of the benefits of the ketogenic diet without having to stay in ketosis for your entire life. Let me say that one more time. You can get a lot of the benefits that people on keto experience without actually being in a state of ketosis your entire life. And I'm going to show you exactly how. You see, after a lot of research and hands-on experience, I realized that permanently following a ketogenic diet is not sustainable or even necessary. That's because you can get most of the benefits of keto from a short-term ketogenic detox, which lasts just a few months. That will be enough to fully transition you to the fat-adapted state, where your body preferentially burns dietary fat and your stored body fat for fuel. Of course, you cannot expect to eat massive amounts of carbs after exiting keto and expect to stay fat-adapted. Binging on pizza and pasta will just make you carb-adapted again. But you can enjoy carbohydrates in moderation and occasionally indulge in foods like pasta, pizza, bread, and desserts while staying fat-adapted. This was a massive breakthrough for me. Over the next few years, I refined my method for staying fat-adapted without having to limit myself to 50 grams of carbs per day. And over time, I learned what I could eat and what I couldn't eat to stay fat-adapted, and exactly how many carbs per day I could have before relapsing into being carb-adapted or addicted again. I spent a long time tweaking this system for my own use, and I credit this system for a lot of my own personal weight loss transformation. But later on, when I started coaching clients, they asked to get access to the same system that I use. So I designed my first ketogenic detox program and gave it to some of my clients who had trouble sticking with a permanent ketogenic diet. And the results absolutely blew me away. Here's what they had to say about my ketogenic detox. Aubrey Huff, who played for the San Francisco Giants, says, "When I found Thomas on YouTube, I was desperate for change. I was 6 years out of a Major League Baseball career and really let my health go. I'd suffered from low energy, anxiety, and depression. I couldn't believe the changes I saw. This is the only thing that I've tried in my life that has actually shown me results this quickly. Thomas not only knows his science, but is passionate about creating a healthy life for all those willing to give his amazing ketogenic lifestyle a chance. I'm sure glad that I did." And here's one from Sky Magnus. He says, "I can't explain to you the lifestyle I was living before keto. I'm a husband, father, and a business owner. I was tired, my hormones were jacked up, and I was unhappy. After using keto, I am now entering the life and body I always wanted to. Man, I followed your keto diet step by step. Thank you." And here's one from Avi Zweig. "I just want to say thank you, Thomas, for inspiring me to take care of myself. And after following your videos, your guidance helped me to not only lose weight, but taught me how to live healthy, both physically and mentally. Thank you so much. I will live it." And this one is from Bruce Lynch. "I always wanted to lose weight. Before I started using Thomas's approach, my doctor told me I was borderline diabetic with high blood pressure, and that I probably would become insulin resistant. And when I learned about this eating pattern, it changed my life forever. This method literally sheds the fat that's been sitting on your body for months and maybe even years. Thank you again, Thomas DeLauer. You've helped change my life." And finally, here is Tammy Schroeder, who lost over 50 pounds. "If you would have told me that my body would have changed so much in a few months, I simply wouldn't have believed you." Tammy Schroeder. "I ate tons of carbs before, but it was much easier to do a keto diet just knowing that I only had to do this for 3 months. It gave me the confidence that I could do this. I lost weight rapidly every week and didn't get the keto flu or other typical keto side effects. I've maintained my weight loss for 14 months now, and it's great being able to eat my favorite foods again. For a long time, my ketogenic detox program was only available to clients who paid thousands of dollars for me to coach them in person. But now, I want to make my ketogenic detox program available to you. You see, I call my program Ketox because it's the world's first and only 90-day eating plan designed to detox your body from toxic levels of sugar and carbohydrates. People who try Ketox typically tell me that they lose weight at a remarkable pace in the ketogenic phase. My clients also told me that they genuinely enjoyed the ketogenic phase, where for a 90-day period they could eat more foods like steak, like avocados, like eggs. They also felt great energy in the ketogenic phase, less hunger, improved mood. Many people also told me that just knowing that the ketogenic phase only lasted 90 days gave them some confidence that they could do it, and it helped them stay in ketosis when they truly needed to be. And when they got to the maintenance phase, my clients were surprised to find out they didn't regain all the weight after falling out of keto. In fact, they actually continued losing weight at a steady but more gradual pace. My clients even told me that even being able to have their favorite cheat foods just a few times per week made a huge difference for them. They also told me that it was easy to limit their carbs to a reasonable amount once they were fat adapted. Let me explain a little bit more about how Ketox works and how you can use it to lose weight and improve your health. The ketogenic phase lasts just 90 days. During this phase, you'll be focusing on detoxing from carbs and sugar and becoming fat adapted. I'll give you the exact meal plan to follow, so there's no guesswork required. And if you aren't interested in learning about the science and you just want a shortcut, you can just eat these foods and you'll be following a healthy ketogenic diet. Not only this, but I'll also give you specific recommendations for calories, for carbohydrates, and for other macronutrients depending on your weight, your body composition, your gender, and some other factors. I'll also show you how to build flexibility into the diet so that you can substitute foods on the meal plan that you don't like for others that are nutritionally equivalent. Advanced users can also completely customize the plan or skip or add meals as long as you stay within your carbohydrate, calorie, and other macronutrient guidelines. In Ketox, I also teach you exactly how to know whether or not you're in ketosis. This is very important because most people who are following an unscientific ketogenic diet are not actually in ketosis. Fortunately, there's a quick and easy way to tell, and I'll show it to you in the program. Not only this, I'm also going to show you how to make the ketogenic phase healthy. I'll show you exactly what foods to eat to ensure that you aren't deficient in fiber, deficient in vitamins or minerals, or when you're in the ketogenic phase. I'll also show you the importance of proper hydration and sleep on a ketogenic diet, and give you the easy strategies that you can use to ensure that you're doing these things right. And by following a healthy keto diet, you can dramatically reduce your chance of suffering from the keto flu or experiencing other negative side effects from keto. And finally, I'll give you my secret weapon. I'll show you exactly how to make this delicious keto chocolate cake and many other delicious keto cheat foods. You can enjoy keto pizza, keto ice cream, and even keto French fries. Enjoying these foods in moderation will help you get through the ketogenic phase and will make 90 days of ketosis feel like a breeze. You'll see tremendous results in just the first 90 days, but then the best part starts. See, people who fall out of ketosis typically experience rebound weight gain. They experience bloating and other negative side effects. Most people who fall out of keto do not stay fat adapted, and they quickly relapse into that carb adaptation or addiction. To prevent that, you'll need to exit ketosis in a more scientifically designed way, and that's exactly what Ketox teaches you how to do. And this is where my secret weapon technique for staying fat adapted comes in. The nutrition technique I personally use to stay fat adapted and which has worked best for my clients is gradually transitioning to a style of eating called intermittent fasting. Don't worry, intermittent fasting is not starving yourself, and it's surprisingly easy to practice. In fact, it may be the easiest possible weight loss diet that you can follow, which is still effective and healthy. Here's how it works. Once you exit ketosis, you can immediately start eating a reasonable amount of carbs again. And all you'll have to do is make one small additional change to your daily routine. Skip breakfast and make lunch your first meal. If you love breakfast, you can choose to skip lunch or dinner instead, but most of my clients prefer to skip breakfast. Just skipping this one meal per day will have several important benefits. First of all, you'll be able to eat more carbohydrates and calories in your later meals without blowing your diet. Your later meals will not need to be restrictive or low calorie, and you can enjoy more of your favorite foods without gaining a bunch of weight. You can maintain your weight with very little effort, and by keeping your meals reasonably healthy, you can continue to lose weight. Secondly, intermittent fasting has some really important health benefits aside from weight loss, and it's proven to be safe and effective when practiced for the long term. Finally, and most importantly, intermittent fasting will help you stay fat adapted after exiting ketosis. This is the key to the Ketox program, and the reason why my clients are so successful maintaining their weight loss from the ketogenic phase for the long term. That's because skipping breakfast will give your body a period where there are no carbohydrates available to burn each day, where it must use stored body fat for fuel. And this prevents you from relapsing into that carbohydrate adaptation. You don't need to fast for huge amounts of time per day. In fact, you don't even need to fast every day. But just adding 2 or 3 days per week where you skip breakfast or another meal will keep you fat adapted and it'll keep the fat loss going on. My clients also tell me they're shocked by how easy it is to skip a meal after going through the ketogenic detox phase. Remember, once you're fat adapted, you no longer get hangry after skipping a meal or experience drastic blood sugar peaks and valleys. And for most busy people, it's simply very convenient to not have to worry about breakfast when you're going to work or getting the kids ready for school or whatever it is you have to do in the morning. In the Ketox program, I'll show you exactly how many carbs you can eat in the cruising phase while still staying fat adapted. The exact number depends on your weight, depends on your body fat percentage, your ginger, and other factors, but everyone will be able to eat much more than 50 grams of carbs per day in the cruising phase. I'll also show you exactly how long to fast and how many days per week to maintain fat adaptation. And I'll give you my best tips to making fasting easy so you can maintain this style of eating for the long term. I'll also give you a sample meal plan and show you how to customize it so you can enjoy infinite flexibility and choice during your cruising phase. Most people find that they're happy with the fat loss they get from one 90-day ketogenic cycle, but for people like me who have a very large amount of fat they wanted to lose, I'll show them exactly how to repeat the ketogenic phase to accelerate the results after a certain amount of time in the cruising phase. And here's the best part. You won't have to fork over thousands of dollars like my first Ketox clients did to get in-person coaching. I've used the power of technology to make Ketox available to anyone, anywhere in the world, at a very reasonable price. And it's so simple to use. All you have to do is download the SixPackAbs.com app, log in, and you can access the entire Ketox program right on your phone or your tablet. Inside the app, I teach you the Ketox program in a series of short and easy to understand videos. You can watch them anywhere in the world with an internet connection or download them to watch anytime when you're not online. You'll learn everything you need to know about the ketogenic diet and everything you need to know to maintain fat adaptation in the cruising phase. Not only this, but you'll also get my full meal plans for the ketogenic and cruising phases. I'll also give you recipes for keto cheat foods to make the ketogenic phase that much easier, and I'll give you printouts that you can use to take with you if you don't have access to your phone. You can also access all of your videos and training material on my clients-only website if you don't want to download an app, or if you prefer to learn on a computer. All you need to do is spend just 20 to 30 minutes per week watching my videos and making tweaks to your meal plan, and you'll learn everything that you need to know about the ketogenic diet, fat adaptation, and the cruising phase. The videos teach you how to overcome any difficulty that may come up: traveling, restaurants, family meals, stress eating, and you name it. Ketox has worked for thousands of my clients, and I believe that it can work for you too. And that's why I'd like to invite you to become a client and start losing weight with me, supporting you as your coach. Now, when I first created the Ketox program, I asked some of my clients what a fair price would be. Most of them thought I should charge at least $500, since they paid thousands for this information and it helped them to totally transform their health. But you're not going to pay $500. In fact, you're not going to even pay $400. If you sign up for Ketox today, you'll get the full program for a one-time charge of just $197. That's a fraction of what my live clients paid. And it makes Ketox affordable to any motivated person. And to make it even better, I'm going to give you some amazing bonus products when you sign up for Ketox today. First of all, I'm going to give you Ignite TDX. It's my best-selling home workout course for free when you sign up for Ketox. In Ignite TDX, you'll learn simple but effective bodyweight exercises that you can use to accelerate your fat loss with no gym or equipment needed at all. For anyone who wants to accelerate their fat loss results in Ketox with exercise, this program will be perfect for you. Not only this, but you'll also get a 30-day supply of the supplement that I personally take every day when in a ketogenic phase, Green Detox. See, Green Detox is my green superfood supplement, and it contains the 13 most important fruits, veggies, and herbs that I recommend eating on a ketogenic diet. I'm giving you Green Detox for free with this program because it's a simple solution that everyone can use to prevent those deficiencies of key micronutrients, even if you don't like veggies. Even though Green Detox is packed with superfoods like chlorella, kale, and spirulina, it doesn't taste like vegetables at all. It has a crisp apple cinnamon flavor, and it tastes like drinking apple pie. And best of all, it has no sugar or carbs, so you can consume it during the ketogenic phase. With Green Detox, you don't have to find and cook obscure, terrible-tasting vegetables to stay healthy on a ketogenic diet. While I also recommend eating certain whole food veggies, Green Detox does make it far easier to get your micronutrients in while staying under your daily carb limit. And finally, when you sign up for Ketox today, you'll get a lifetime membership to my Jumpstart coaching group. You'll get ongoing support from me personally, from my coaches, and from other people in our amazing community. Jumpstart coaching will keep you motivated and on track. And our coaches and community can help you solve any challenges that come up along the way. If you're ready to sign up, choose the VIP Total Transformation Ketox Kit option below now, and we'll get started. Now, Ketox is a great value and very affordable at this price, but I've actually added an option for people on a budget to make it even more affordable for you. If you want to get started with Ketox but can't afford the full price, you can also sign up for the Starter Ketox Kit. Not only this, but But you'll get a 1-month supply of Green Detox and 1 month of Jumpstart coaching included free with the starter package. You can try them out, and if the coaching and Green Detox help you, you can choose to continue getting shipments and coaching membership on a month-to-month basis. You get all this for just the low price of $67. Click the button below now to choose your package and to get started with Ketox. If you're still watching the video at this point, it's because you really want to sign up for Ketox. But you also want to make 100% sure that you're choosing the right thing and making the right decision. And that's why I'd like to offer you my unconditional, ironclad 90-day money-back guarantee. Try Ketox out for yourself and go through the entire ketogenic phase. I know that you'll love the results that you get from the program like most of my clients do. But if for any reason you're not satisfied, just send my team an email or phone call and we'll cheerfully refund every penny of your purchase. No hassles, no questions asked. And you can keep the Ketox program as a thank you for trying it out. So you literally have nothing to lose. Either this program is the solution you've been waiting for to get the body that you want, or you pay nothing. So now it's time for you to take action. Choose your Ketox package now and let's get started building your new body. Hey, you're still here? So that must mean you have some questions that you'd like to have answered before you get started with my Ketox course. So I'll go ahead and I'm going to dive into the top frequently asked questions for you real quick. So the first one is, how do I sign up for the Ketox diet course? Well, to sign up for the Ketox diet course, all you're going to do is simply click the Start My Order button that's under the Ketox course kit that best suits your health and fitness goals. So once you click, you'll be taken to a 2-step page, which allows you to enter in your information before ordering from our secure checkout page. Another question is, how do I know which Ketox kit option is right for me? All right, so the standard Ketox kit is perfect for someone who has less than 10 pounds of unwanted weight to lose. It includes a 1-month supply of Green Detox, which will allow you to reap all the key nutritional benefits from consuming fruits and vegetables, but without the carbohydrates or sugar that come along with it. If you have more than 10 pounds of weight to lose, I would recommend that you choose the VIP Ketox kit. When will I be able to start using my Ketox diet course? As soon as you complete your order, you're going to receive instant access to your complete program through the exclusive member site. The entire course is digital, which means that you don't have to wait for DVDs to be shipped to you. A custom username and password is going to be emailed to you upon your purchase so that you can get started watching your course videos and reviewing your meal plan in just a matter of seconds from your computer or your mobile device. What does the ketogenic diet do exactly? The term ketogenic refers to the process of your body, mainly your liver, producing organic substances known as ketones. When you greatly limit your carb intake, your body needs to get its energy from another fuel source. So in the case of the keto diet, your body starts to utilize fats for energy since glucose is now limited. As a result, your body becomes fat adapted and relies primarily on a metabolic process called ketogenesis, where it derives energy in the form of ketones from fats. When your body carries out this ketogenesis, it can help encourage lipolysis. These ketones are made and your body starts to burn body fat. Once ketones are made in high enough amounts, your body enters a state called nutritional ketosis. Being in ketosis has a multitude of benefits for humans, especially for helping them burn stored body fat for energy. This makes the keto diet ideal for those that are trying to lose weight. Is the keto diet safe for me if I have chronic insulin resistance or type 2 diabetes? While nothing on this site is intended as medical advice, there is some research that shows that the keto diet is an effective protocol for people with insulin resistance. Reducing your carb intake significantly can enhance your body's ability to metabolize insulin. This in turn makes you better at keeping blood glucose levels stable. Nevertheless, you should be sure to keep your physician apprised of any major diet changes that you're making if you're a type 2 diabetic. What if I'm a vegetarian? It is possible to eat keto as a vegetarian. It is a little bit more difficult, but it works still really well. Remember that keto isn't about eating a ton of animal protein. It's about eating a lot of fat. If you can eat eggs and full-fat dairy, you'll be able to get plenty of protein for keto. You just want to focus on getting at least some protein-rich foods at every meal and eating plenty of healthy fats, like the olive oils and the coconut oils and the avocados, of course. Plus, the Ketox Diet course guide provides an array of healthy protein options that are plant-based. What about eating out on the keto diet? Most people actually find that it's not a big problem. You see, there's something in almost every restaurant that you can have. Salads with a generous amount of fat-rich dressing are usually a good bet. At nicer restaurants, you can go for a delicious fatty steak and slather it in some butter. Or maybe you can go and get some chicken wings without the breading. Ultimately, you can have a lot of good stuff. And if your order comes with bread or potatoes or some other carb-loaded side, just ask for a side salad instead, load it up with some ranch. I've included a ton of my personal keto substitution options within the Ketox course as well. Since the keto diet is high in fat, isn't that going to cause an increase in my cholesterol? Research actually suggests the opposite is true. By cutting out carbs and emphasizing high fat intake as opposed to increasing carbs and decreasing fat, your cholesterol and blood lipid profiles can actually improve. It's important to remember that the fat cholesterol you consume doesn't intrinsically increase your plasma triglycerides or lipoproteins. For example, medium-chain triglycerides, like the fats that are found in coconut oil, are digested and utilized for energy rapidly, unlike long-chain triglycerides. Much of the fat that you consume on the keto diet will be used for energetic purposes. For example, maintaining healthy cellular function. How can I deal with carb cravings? There's no one guaranteed way to deal with cravings, but here are a few suggestions for keto dieters specifically. Make sure that you're getting enough salt. You need more salt on keto than you otherwise would. So if you're craving potato chips, pretzels, or other salty foods, you might be able to solve the problem completely with some extra salt in your food. Also, make sure you're eating enough food. Try adding some extra calories to see if that helps. Make sure you're getting enough sleep too. Poor sleep turns up cravings, especially carb cravings. Try adding a fat burner also into your daily routine, preferably one that blocks ghrelin, the hunger hormone. Also, start your day with a cup of coffee to suppress your appetite and combat the hunger pangs. Coffee is beneficial on keto. Can I drink alcohol in the keto diet? Although pure alcohol doesn't contain carbs, drinking alcohol has a strong potential to slow down weight loss. Even if there is no sugar, your body can't store alcohol as fat. It has to metabolize it. This means that it will utilize alcohol instead of body fat. That being said, there are many helpful tips included with the Ketox course which cover the best and worst alcoholic beverages to consume while following a keto diet. Is the ketogenic diet suitable for women? Yes, a very low-carb diet lifestyle can help lower insulin levels, improve your insulin sensitivity, keep your appetite under control. All of these things will greatly benefit females seeking to optimize the way they look and feel. Are there any simple and tasty recipes for the keto diet? Yes, definitely. Included within your Ketox order, you'll receive the Ketox Express Cookbook. This contains over 30 different breakfasts, lunch, dinners, snacks, sides, and a bunch of dessert options to choose from, all of which are 100% keto friendly. And that just about does it. If you still have other questions that I didn't cover in this video, don't be shy. Just reach out to us. Our customer care team is happy to help you out. So you're just going to call 1-800-655-8576 if you're a US caller, or 855-520-7596 if you're calling internationally. So now you should be ready to go. Just click below to get started with the Ketox Diet course. We can't wait for you to start your transformation, and I'll see you on the next page.